due to knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Talk about making the album. You know what I'm saying? Peace to the God. Elo Kush, Self Styles. Peace, peace. All right. I see people joining and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Yo, it's a beautiful thing making this album, man. You know? I'm gonna bring my brother King Kvmal in, you know what I'm saying? Let me see if I bring my brother King Kvmal in. All right, I sent that invite. There we go. Yeah. Peace to the God.
What's good with you?
All right. Yo, God, we on this one here, yo.
Yeah, man.
Yo, God, man, what a fucking journey, man. You know what's crazy is that we doing this now, right? And
Right.
that whole feeling of making that song, and like when we know we did something that shared our reality, like we on it right now because I just shared you a verse. You know what I mean?
Man. Wait till they hear it, God. Like, for real. Like, those who supported us, man, like, the love is overwhelming. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, word is bond, man. Word is bond.
Yeah, God. It's humbling. Wait till they hear what we have in store, man, for those who, like, just supported out the box, man. We got a special little, like, treat for them. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Wait till they hear what you got cooking. You know what I'm saying? Don't
yeah,
sleep on the God, man. Sunez got some, man.
You know,
he be humble with it, but he got some flames.
Yo, you know, I gotta start like what people don't what people don't really understand, man, is that like I never MC'd. My whole childhood, I never tried to write rhymes, never did any of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Right. So when people hear this, they're hearing somebody that was writing rhymes for the first time, like for a song. The only time, like, that's why I give my brother Marcano, aka Prince Power, like all the credit, because he was the one that said, yo, the things you write gotta be on a record. But until then, I wasn't doing that. So when people hear like a rawness, though, if they're real listeners and they're looking for Sunez to slip up on a pocket and shit, man, fuck all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because that wasn't really the goal. And when the way you got me to do this was, the goal was to to make actual songs like we did with 9,000 Miles. You know what I'm saying? Like we did with 9,000 Miles. You know what I'm saying? Peace to the earth. And yo, word is bond. Word is bond. Likewise, they like, but like, the shit about it is like, it's like when you don't. A lot of people don't know this. Some people say they know it in the interview, guy, but like when I was growing up, though, I didn't listen to no music of my choice. So when I was in elementary school, all I did was break. I break dance. That's mad cliche, but I did. You know what I'm saying? Right? There's my girl. There's my daughter Luna. Peace, Luna. You know what I mean? Even Luna knows, he's my oldest. She never heard me write rhymes of my own. Never. I never wrote any rhymes. She never heard me rhymes. All she would hear me hug her, and I'd go, they stand the test, Godfather time rhymes. I'm doing Kaz rhymes, or I'm doing somebody else's rhymes, Charcoal Quest. I'm doing Wu-Tang rhymes, RZA imitations, KRS. But junior high school, junior high school, I never listened to any music. I didn't listen to no music. And rap was too fast for my ear. So when I get into high school is when I get into music, and I fall in love with the music, because I hear music and verses that I'm like, yo, they all the elders was lying to me though. They saying something here. And all the visions of what Rakim was and how cool that was, I'm like, yo, I gotta go listen to him. And I just think he's so cool because Rakim was the coolest, even though I never understood anything he was saying. And if you fast forward that's high school. Once I'm in college, God, I'm already writing about artists. So I've been a hip hop journalist since I was 19 years old. And
right.
other MCs, they're writing their best rhymes. They're starting to really peak. I'm meeting legends, God. I'm meeting legends, though. You don't write rhymes. You don't write your own rhymes after you're with a legend. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I'm like, nah, I'll do something else. I'll do something else. And that's what led me to write the five and say, yo, what I'm doing as a writer and a journalist, I've got to make it creative so it could be an element. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's why, that's how that came about. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But all these years later, God, like all the experience in studios, all the experience listening to music, and then you gotta, yo, let me tell you about King Kvmal. This is fucking Quincy Kvmal. You know what I'm saying? And when he needs that verse though, that's my Kvmal customado. You know what I'm saying? He had me like, yo, when we did that Gets Up song, Gets Deep, when we did Gets Deep, oh man, all I look is my text and he's like, yo, God, it's like you all caps on me. You all cap on me. You was like, yo, God, you got to put the fury in this. You got to make it, yo, for the people. Like, you got to build. And I was like, I'm on the bus, God. I'm on the bus when you text me and I'm getting mad. I'm like, yo, I'm looking crazy. I'm like, yeah, I got to do it. Yo, the guy had me going crazy.
I know. It had to be done, God. Like, it's just, when I heard the track, it's like, when I heard the instrumental, I like just straight blacked out. And then I have this ritual where I just get like into a zone and I just like, I get in tune, like the core of myself, man, not no mystery, no spooky stuff, but I get in core, you know, just like how the most important part of a fruit is that center, like the seeds, like everything, like the apple, the you know, all that, like the core of who I am, the essence of what makes me who I am was like tapping into that beat. And all I was hearing before I even heard myself on it, God, was I heard you on it. And then we have been building about all of this like divisiveness, how people are like trying to capitalize and come with their own like, you know, trick knowledge and stuff, man, with, you know, brown man, black man, yellow man, this, that, and all that and everything.
That's right.
In the place that people have hip hop. And when I heard the beat, immediately I started thinking, yo, we need to say something. Actually, Sunez got this. Like this is your moment to set that shit straight, God.
And we was making these songs so particular. They had to be perfectly done. You know what I'm saying? Right. And I had those 3 spots. And I was like, yo, I gotta, you know, and I was like, I said, you know what? I gotta do my alias. I gotta be Hector Lovo. You know what I'm saying? Lovo. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, yo, man. And the song I was listening to, I told you the song I was listening to was Hector Lavoe's El Sonero Mayor. Because for those that don't know, salsa, like the real salsa, though, they were soneros. Right. Like that's what sonero salsero, right? Singer salsero. Sonero is a skilled singer. So that's like saying MC in hip hop versus rapper. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, yo, he's the one that calls everybody out in that song. So I was like, I gotta have that blood in there. I gotta.
Man, yo, when you opened it, like it's like, and you closed it, like you were like the closer, like when ATF and all come in and kick in doors and stuff like that. The last person to leave, like air everything out and stuff.
Oh man,
it was like all that pain.
Hey, yo,
like how the Whoop had the alter ego with the Gambino thing and all that. It's like you channeled your Hector Lavoe, man.
Oh
like,
man,
and
for those that don't know, like when I said a la mujer tengo un montón, that's man fresh. Pero a ti canto in Hong Kong, that was the Kung Fu. That's a line from Lavoe, man. And I was like, I put that shit at the end. I was like, yo, we doing it rugged like that. And, you know, it's a blessing, you know, man. Like, peace to, you know, Straight Paper, a.k.a. Icon. You know what I mean? Back in the day, he was Icon, Sunset Park MC. Like, these are the guys I looked up to. And I was like, yo, I got to represent. Because Sunset Park, man, we're the Boricuas that, like, we had to go somewhere to get names. You know what I'm saying? No, you know, we the that's why we say Sunset Park, the lung of Medina, the iron lung of Medina. You know, like they know about Bed-Stuy, they know about Brownsville. Like, let me represent for this small little place here. You know what I'm saying? And I dropped a lot of historical notes. You know, the from that salsa, the first urban genre to being down rock originators. You know, and I just was the revolution, unmuzzle the Uzis of Albizu. Vaya. Your legs ain't crazy until windmills ill, because he invented the windmill. You know what I mean?
When I listen to your lyrics to that, no matter how many times I listen to it, it gives me chills, like how it did when it brought me back to when you first like shot like the vocals over to me. I was like, yo.
Oh man,
anger, that passion, and like just
yo,
like,
I was doing takes, and especially the third verse, I was like, nah, man, he wants it angrier,
right.
And I scrapped it, and I was like, cause yo, this album, like I said, I've never MC'd like this. I never MC'd, but I did every single verse in one take, including the long ass verse on Cycle of Trife. You know what I mean? I did that all in one take, so I practiced and practiced just to keep something of integrity to the art. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it was like, oh man, you got me hyped though, and that's why I said like, yo, we're the original, man. Elements take time to develop their sentiment, original genetics, verbal aesthetics, dance athletics. We was never an impediment, always gave betterment. We are special Afro-Indigenous. You tried to mask us with your puss, cuss, and fuss. I first came to converse, but now I'm here to concuss. Woo! Oh, yeah, I mean, oh.
I know you was putting that grit.
Oh man, because you had the verse too. When you came on before me, you was like, you had the I could hear you on the mic going. It was such a fun. Yo, well, real word is bond. Like when we made that song, then we knew like, yo, this album is coming out special.
Yeah.
When we did that song, then we knew like, yo, we can make great songs, and it was about song crafting. Cause look, let's rewind, man, because people don't. I call this era the invisible renaissance. I've documented it this way as a journalist, as a historian, and it's because so much of the greatness is invisible. You know what I'm saying? We see the tip of the iceberg, the Griseldas, the Rock Marcy, and they're dope and everything. But that's just the small tip of the iceberg. You know what I'm saying? That people get to see. And you can come on are the epitome of that. Because you've been doing music so long, getting gold plaques, getting recognition, being in the studio with legends, people that became legends, and so much depth. And I was like, yo, this brother is the dopest, and we know each other because I started to teach you as a student to get you back into this knowledge, get you back into 120 like deep, and we've been building, and it just became a friendship, and you didn't ask me to listen to your music, and I wrote about it in my books just because I found it on my own. You know what I'm saying? And if you want to know how dope he's been, like just go back 1 year, go back and listen to that Paramount EP. Woo! Because the life, the trials and tribulations, the soul. This man, yo, I always wanted to be a soul singer. That's why I never wrote no rhymes. I was trying to be Donny Hathaway. You know what I'm saying? Take a love song and make it like that's me. Yeah.
But you know what? Well, first of all, I want to start off saying peace and love to all the positive people.
Oh, word.
And the God's nerves and all the positive
and
people.
Yo, word is bond, man. Like,
but I want to say with you, even though you didn't set out to be an MC, God, you're like the essence of what hip hop is. Like, you're the essence. You're the whether you wanted to rhyme or not, it's like everything that a true MC and artist should do, from like old school, like original standards and stuff like that they try to cut corners and jump the line in now.
Right.
Like, everything that they're supposed to do, you were already doing it without trying to be an MC. like, and the thing is when you're rhyming and you're a true like MC like myself, and you're like collaborating with somebody that's like a wordsmith, like a warrior, like with words and stuff, man. Like that shit can be intimidating.
Yo.
I hounded you for a long time. Like,
yo.
Like,
oh man, that means so much to me, because I always thought that I couldn't make these other elements. You know what I'm saying? And yo, Bad Seed, man, you're a superhero in this shit, man. Like the shit that you did on. Today I wrote about Bad Seed's newest EP. Oh, and Another Thing. That's what it's called. And I wrote about it in my new Reel of 23 book coming out. And I was like, yo, this guy can do no wrong. Like, you know what I'm saying? And like when brothers like you, Bad Seed, Napoleon the Legend, like y'all tell me to just create however I create, it means so much to me, because yo, Bad Seed, like I told you, Bad Seed, like I had the cream of wheat sticker. You know, he knows what I'm talking about. The cream of wheat sticker on my very first journal that I ever wrote. That's how long it goes back. And I was like, yo, this guy's Brooklyn legend. You know what I mean? Like, and he rhymes better now. Thurston Howell III, Big Brother, that name is Skillet, Skillet Straight or Low. He rhymes better now. You guys are amazing and inspiring. You know what I'm saying? And I was just like, when I do these songs, I gotta write them as dope as I write the books. I gotta give King Kvmal something that, like, yo, if people hear me stumble on a bar or something like that, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, yo, I could call you now. Like, I could call you with the books. You know what I'm saying? This shit is heavy. Like, you know what I mean? This is the catalog. You know what I'm saying? Like, this shit, yo, man. I got a fucking phone here. This is my Miami Vice phone. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you know what I'm saying? Yo, but you know what? The essence of hip hop and what everybody was trying to like get to, it's like you are part of all of that, God. And me, I look at myself being originally from like the Midwest, Chicago, St. Medina to be exact, where it's like we are kind of pretty much like anybody like from me, Common, Lupe, all of us, we're like hybrids of from being students of what you already are, what you already were, and what you already are. It's like we watched, we imitated, like we looked at New York and still look at New York like as like superheroes when it comes to this. So it's like when you see me or anything that's dope or great at what I do, you know what I'm saying? I'm just a hybrid and a spin-off of what you already were. But by the time I got to the level that I'm at, you're like all the way up there, like on some sensei, like.
Shit.
Oh, yeah, sensei.
Yo, man, like, yo, I told you, man, the whole career. I've been around legends my whole career. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just crazy. You know what I mean? And it's just so much. It was so much fun making this album, doing it. Like, yo, people don't even know like how many takes I was giving songs and shit, and how I was doing it over. Like, and yo, and we cared only about the song. And I'll tell you, like, the best song that shows like how we cared about the song was Brothers of the Invisible Renaissance. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know that I always felt I could do better on that song. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, yo, I could do it better. I could do it better. Because I said I love the words that I used, that I didn't know how to cut it up because I loved each word too much. You know what I'm saying? And so, but when you said that's the perfect beat for Infinite, oh my goodness, man, you was right. Man, he came in like Spider-Man in that shit. Yo, and peace to the God Powerful, aka Symmetry guy. Yo, he said, my brothers in the mind cut through triple dark ignorance, mental scimitars swing and lacerate all indolence. Yo, God, peace to the God. You know what I'm saying? Like, peace to the God. Supreme God, like, That's the guy right there. You know what I mean? And like, yeah, yo, Piece of the Earth. That Sylvester clock is my old Earth's. You know, that was hers for like forever. You know what I'm saying? Like you know, and yo, man, it's everything. Even in the album, I tried to honor a lot of people that I had respect for. Like in the lyrics, like when people hear, there's two songs that are blatant with it. Like when people hear Thin Line, I'm talking about my old Earth because she's the one that got me to write. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She's the one that made me write. You know what I'm saying? Yo, I had to do book reports. I had to read at least 20 pages every day and know it by heart, like all of that shit. And the other song is what was it? I'm forgetting the name of the song. Let me see. I'll pull it up right now.
Yeah, we got some bangers, so you're gonna have to go through them.
yo, it was it was Thin Line also. I'm saying that the song Thin Line, when we was doing that song, it was paying homage 2 times because I was paying homage to my old Earth, but the way that I flowed was KRS-One. And I was thinking like, yo, I did like Will Ferrell, you know, like he does an imitation and it sounds nothing like the guy. I was inflecting like KRS-One, so it's beef, what a relief. When will this poisonous product cease? That's what I was doing. So when I said peace, it's never believe. You know what I'm saying? When will confusion finally, you know? And it's I was just trying to pay homage to everybody, you know, like on certain songs and shit like that. It just channeled, you know what I'm saying? And you
know what?
Shit.
But not to cut your wisdom, God. I think us adding the good brother DJ Toshi in like the middle of it to prepare to like set that
right, because people didn't know. Like I heard your verse and it hit home because it was so much of it related to me. I was like, I can't rhyme about that subject about BMs because we'd have like mirror verses. I was like, man, we can't rhyme that same shit. Like, so I said, let me take it on the other plane. I said, let me rhyme about the old Earth, like the epitome of a mother. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I said, yo, only Tupac lines could bring that because he had the duality that we was reaching. Yeah. And I was like, yo, we cut that up, and I was like, yo, Toshi, man, he came through, man. Yo, my brother Toshi, I love you, Toshi, man. Like, he was, we had our newest episode, 317, was supposed to come up. He said, nah, I'm gonna do that for you. Then he heard Cycle of Trife, and he was like, yo, I'm gonna do that one too. And he did that one, you know, because like, yo, these songs were crazy, and like I had such crazy ideas, and every time I would say an idea to you guys, you be like, you was like the song All Because of Women. Do what you gotta do. You gonna do what you gotta do. Do what you gotta do. Yeah, you know, yo, it's you saying that, and then back with Sweetie, I'm doing the best for me. I'm like, yo, that's my shit when my little girl, when my little one Alma wants things and stuff, and I'm like, yo, I'm doing the best for me. I'm gonna ignore her like that. You get yo, that song Earth is Thin Line. That's why I call it Thin Line, because I was thinking about the Persuaders. You know, it's a thin line between love and hate, you know? And I said, let me keep it simple with the title because we were so complex with the concept, you know what I'm saying? But in that verse, like, yo, I quoted that I had Toshi cut up Mama Made Miracles every Thanksgiving because in that verse, I'm talking about a pivotal moment in my life when I threw the swine off the table at Thanksgiving. I disrespected my old Earth major. And I always regret it. I would always hug her and apologize, and she would always punch me. You know what I'm saying? And that, but if I didn't take a stand, I don't think I would have kept going and continued to take stands. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And that's like, yo, that's the Back to the Future moment. You know what I'm saying? Like, so if these trolls they want to stop my life, they'll go back and make me leave that swine on the plate. But they can't do it. They can't go back.
Indeed, God. Yo, I mean, it connected perfectly. It did, man. It gave it so much balance, and I think that, you know, I came from that angle of a toxic, like a brother that was trying to toxic stuff was trying to get the best of me, and then it was like you came in and you went right back to purity, like the beginning, the foundation, and the essence of what makes someone like, you know, the core of what makes someone remember who they are, so they don't remain at that like point. It goes right back around full circle. You know what I'm saying? Right back to the beginning of the core, the purity of who you are once you have like that knowledge.
Yo, absolutely. Yo, peace to the God, King Arthur, man. That's another.
Peace, God.
See, King Arthur is the type of MC that I would listen to and be like, nah, man, I'm gonna just keep to the paper. You know, like he's the type I was like, nah, you see what he just did there? Like, yo, because his fucking, you know, MC vertical is 60 inches. You know what I'm saying? Like, he jumping. And like, so his vocals are so potent, like no flaws in the game. I'm like, yo, man, I can't do that. But that's what made the album. If people listen to the album, every song sounds totally different. You had you were able to, you're so able to put your pocket on any song. It's crazy. And I was like, I can't do it like that. So when people hear me on all of these different types of songs, I'm doing totally different shit. So sometimes it's mantras in the Maya of the mission, you know what I mean? And then other times it's a real gravelly, like Our Swords, or it's like a, you know, like Cycle of Trife. I was like doing a bouncing. I was like kids, here's the fairy tale. I rapped that like a fairy tale. Like I was trying to do a fairy tale, you know?
But you know what you leaving out? You leaving out on all because of a woman where you got smooth. You pulled out the silk jacket. How you knew I'll be gone. I was like,
yo, man, you know, I showed you the Frank Sinatra song I was listening to. You know what I'm saying? And in the song he says it's a 2:45. You know what I mean? And he says, you know, pour him, Joe. You know what I'm saying? And he's singing a song, and I'm like, yo, that's the vibe. And then I was thinking of Casablanca when he's out there and he's just drinking and shit. And I was like, that's the vibe I gotta get. You know what I'm saying? That's the vibe I gotta get.
Yo, Divine Education said, the Don Juan.
Oh shit. Yo, we had so much fun on this album though, and yo, God, like. And by, you know, as a disclaimer though, I have 2 BMs, you know what I'm saying? And they both love my children and stuff like that. They just didn't love me, you know what I'm saying? You know? But none of them can say that the song is about them because they both qualify for the song. That's the disclaimer though. They both qualify, so they can't be the one on the song. You know what I'm saying? So none of them can stop rhyming about me. So what it ain't about you. So they could just look at each other. They could do the Spider-Man meme, you know what I'm saying? And be like this.
I know, right? Hey, you know, I look at it like the late Prodigy said, take these words home, take it through, or the next
you. Yo, when you show me that song all because of a woman, I was like, I don't know if I could do this project with him, man. I ain't never rhymed about no shit like that. But I was like, yo, I just spoke through it. I wanted to have a regular voice and just speak on it. You know what I'm saying? And just throw it out there. And like, so I'll do that a lot though, because I find different pockets. So I go faster, slower. I give a different rhythm, and it just comes out like that. You know what I'm saying? Peace to the real Mass One, man. Out there in Denver, that's peace. You know? And yo, we had so much fun on this project, man. And and yo, there were certain songs that you helped me make better overtly. Like when we did the Inf Mega beat, you know, the Medina's Mantra, which is the title. I had like I had that flow, but I had it like in a more sing-songy type way. And you was like, do it a little different. And I did it again, and it came out the right way. You know what I'm saying?
It was like that clock ticking. It was like that ticking rhythm, like, man.
And because I try to be so deep, and I was like, yo, on the song, I don't have to be that complex. You know what I'm saying? Right. Which goes against everything. I have fought my whole career to write complex things in papers. So when you do the song, to cut it down is like kung fu, like you're letting things go to do them. And I was like, it was so against my vibe, you know what I'm saying? But I was writing some shit, man. I was telling you, remember I was telling you, it's like, yo, every click, every talk, every tick of the clock, you got the gun at you. So I said every tick a click and every talk a clock. Train to duck guns and dicks. Dicks is not just dicks in the street. I'm talking about cops, detectives. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know? Yeah. And Savage fist that clock, because savages are clocking them devil snake kicks him back. My Dao De Ching, my way in its power never lack. Past blues splattered lives and hells of white fried hives. White fright is the fear that will take over in the population. But they get hives off that shit.
The guy you Supreme Allah said, that's why I don't MC.
Yo, you know, I think, with the way that you was rhyming, I just had to be like, yo, this is incredible, but you want me to do whatever I could do. Cause come on, the things that you was giving me was so fucking dope. Like the voice alterations on Cycle of Trife.
Right.
That shit, I'm just a young nigga. Just I was like,
that's how I heard it in my head, like a movie.
Oh man.
Like, it was just different. Like it was the shorty and whatnot. Then you had the alter ego. Then you know what I mean. But it was a beautiful thing, man. I think that the reason our stuff came out as dope as it is, not just the fact that we do what we do in general. I think also because we didn't attack the track in traditional rap artist form, even though we stuck to like certain. And I think that's what a lot of people need to do if they want versatility and want to expand their horizon. Like me, when I create, I don't listen to no rap, God. Like when I'm not doing music at all, I'm listening to hip hop. But when it comes time for me to create, like you said, I'm listening to Frank Sinatra, I'm listening to LaFanya All Stars, I'm listening to Anita, I'm listening to Phyllis Hyman, I'm listening to Isaac Brothers, I'm listening to Earth, Wind & Fire. I'm listening to it all, God. Everything except rap. Appreciate it, God. Divine Education.
Yo, you know what's crazy, God? The God Sim on the YouTube asks, he asks, are there any records y'all left off the project? You know what I'm saying? And yo, you want to tell him? You want to tell him what we gonna? So the God thought of like all the people that supported on Bandcamp. We got a bonus track that we're gonna email to you. You know what I'm saying? And it was one that we was doing. It was one that we was doing, and we just left it off. And it was another one where I was like, damn, I could do better. Because what happens is like when the verse is complex, I'll rhyme it too fast. And that's what happens. I rhyme it too fast. And I did it again today, this verse for the bonus track we're gonna send out. And I did some crazy shit on it though. I chopped up the flow, and it just felt more comfortable, and it worked out. You know what I'm saying? So like,
Sound like you was rhyming in the pocket on there.
Yeah. I was like, and that's why, like, when people hear it though, the way I start the verse though, that's how I jump started in the pocket though, because I'm looking at it like a horse though. Like I gotta get this horse going inside. You know what I mean?
All right.
And
you did that.
Yeah, because so many of these brothers I listen to, they just fall in the pocket, or like we was talking about Bad Seed. Bad Seed just plays with the pocket. Like he don't even like he jumping in and out, does whatever. He has whole conversations outside of the pocket, then jumps back in. Like the superheroes, man. And yo, come on, when you hear the album, like you're like, if you want technical skill, like yo, it's King Kvmal. Like yo, that's fucking. That's when you hear a verse like it, there's no mistakes. Like. It's just ideal, man. It's just it's so dope. You know what I'm saying? And like the beat selection was so different. You know what I'm saying? Like these are beats I never would have thought of, and like you was digging. And most of the songs, Kvmal came up to me with the concept, like, yo, let's talk about this here and do that. Or like I talked about this. What do you want to do with it? And I would pitch it to you. Like when we did Cycle of Trife, I was like, well, you talked about a hustler that failed. Let me talk about a shady hustler that actually succeeded. Woo! And yo, that came about, and obviously, I'm never gonna say who it's about. We all know who it's about. I said who it's about, but the verse symbolizes everybody in my journalistic career that was doing shady shit and was getting a pass from payola or because they had talent. That's why I said the good ain't the only ones talented. Principles are meant for a world that's demented. When everybody's righteous, you don't need to say be righteous, you know? Right. And I was at these magazines and I said, Lo, did you see him just sample jack? Did you just hear him do this? Or did you just see him help gentrification? Did you see? And then it's like, we used to get bombed if we had a flag. We used to have to show and prove. But no, he's gonna widen the spectrum. He's gonna be good for us. And I'm like, yo, you sound like another organization right now. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? See how that turns out. Because it's not, that man is not greater than me. I'm God in this nation, but that man is not. And then he gets to wear it with no kind of like, let me see what you know. Let me see if you represent it correctly. Nah, none of that. They get no inspection. So these are things that I was like writing about. And I was telling, who was I talking to? I was talking to my brother 07, who I give a salute and all because of a woman. I was telling him that, yo, I said hot summers through payola introductions. And it's like, everybody loved what I wrote about Funkmaster Flex and the Source and how he's taking payola, but ain't nobody said, well, who gave you that money? Which songs was he playing that gave you the money? And I'm like, I ain't got to write about that. First of all, I wasn't allowed to. But all you have to do is like, well, which songs were on the radio? All the I gave you 8 hot summers. Like, yo, I threw that song. I threw everything in the kitchen sink in that shit. You know what I'm saying? I had the pretty hiccup. And I used to argue with my brother Day Son, man. I love you, Day Son. And he used to say, after Dead Prez made Hell Yeah with him, they were like, yo, see, he's about that revolution. That's why I said, after Hell Yeah, they waiting for reparations and revolution. But how long would Che with Bling on to reach absolution? How long it takes? You know what I'm saying? And like all these things, yo. And I had darts in there. Like I had the Destiny Child shit in there. I said, whatever, Destiny creeping. He was competitive. And I said, Young Guns shot till he drained them. Because remember Young Guns, the group? Yep. I had the Dark Fest. Money, cash, hoes, and now your children flash those. See? Bars. Oh, man, you had me in a thing. And I was like, yo, I just love doing that. Like, you had me in a zone, and I was just like throwing everything. And I have a lot of my own slang that I've made up over the years, like snare coughing and respect fake and all this kind of shit. And I was throwing all that in there, you know what I'm saying? And it made sense, guys. Yeah, man. It all made sense. That verse took me so many takes that like everybody in the house when I recorded it, they were like, yo, my sister was like, yo, why you keep doing, I thought you hated that rapper. I said, no, I don't support him, man, but I trust me, you're going to see what is going to happen. You know what I'm saying? You know? And I don't say directly who the name is because you all know who it is. But my point is bigger than that, though. It's all the artists that I wrote that during the years, all these 25 plus years I've been writing in journals, magazines and media that they just let get a pass. They let him get a pass. They let Action Bronson get a pass. They let, your old Drew get a pass. All these people got passes to do things that we would not do, that we were not allowed to do. Nobody would have accepted me if I sounded exactly like Big Pun. Man, tell me no. That's right? From the true school. If I said right, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, yo, I was like, nah, man. it's got to be somebody to actually seriously question shit, even if it comes out with good songs. And that's what would make us a journalist. And I was like, this is a great forum, man. I'm gonna let off on this though. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully we trend off that shit and get some controversy. Yo,
speaking of controversy, before you continue, yo, and you said you mentioned old Drew, what they call him, old dog Drew, whatever he called himself, the guy that rapped like Nas or tried to rap like Nas. Yo, don't think I ain't forgot, homie. You know exactly. And since we on topic of like, I'm just gonna take half of a second. I don't like you, and you know why. Moving right along.
There we go. Shots fired. Yo, see, this is what I'm saying though. Smooth. You know, that's why the whole time I was doing the album, I was like, yo, this is the Silk Peddler though. I wasn't getting bars, you know, mailed to me. I was getting silk on an oral rope. Like it was on an oral rope. You know what I'm saying? Yo, peace of the God, G Stats. Yo, Kesper, man, peace. You know what I mean? That's the songs that Kesper and Lex got in the album together. Ooh, man, I'm so happy to be on that album. This is such a banger. You know what I'm saying? And like, yo, all the people that told me that I could put stuff on record and stuff like Spit Gems, like I said, my brother Marcano, the Leftovers, that Aguilar, who gave me a whole song to just build. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Peace to the God, Sadat X, who laced us. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are brothers that like we lived with. You know what I'm saying? Like Sadat X, like I tell people, Sadat X was there when I got my L's. Wow. So when I got my L's as a low life at the Low Goose on a Deuce, I had to show and prove. You know what I'm saying? Like I had to be like, yo, everything is low. You know what I'm saying? Everything is low. Like I had to be like that. And when I did it though, and I showed and proved and showed my new shit, Sadat X is right there, and he's like, yo, the God is on point. You know how the God be. And I was like, yo, I'm getting the illest hype man ever while I get my L's. You know what I'm saying? Ever. Yeah, man. So it was great. It was great. You know what I'm saying? And like the God has always been really, really peace. You know what I'm saying? And and like, yo, we had Sadat X you had Sadat X as an old verse, right? And we only were looking for one person that we thought the song wasn't complete. And we said, yo, we got to have a woman on this shit. And we need like and you were like, yo, we need the earth though. We can't be having no like 85 women. You know what I mean?
Nah, not at all.
And then I was like, yo, I'm like, let me see. I know who's dope. Let me see. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, let me look through the
catalog.
And I was like, yo, it's gotta be Backwoods Sweetie, man. She's dope. She's dope, and she's new, and she's fresh. And man, she gave it to us on her strength, and she just added on. And people love that verse. They keep telling me like, yo, I think listeners, yo, especially the brothers, they fall in love. They're like, yo, man, like she was bombing, but they fall in love with the skills, the voice, like
man.
She just
she's a force to be reckoned with, God. And I really, really, really am thankful that she blessed us with a feature. And I mean, you and her chopping it up, man. I mean, y'all made that happen, God. So it's salute to both of y'all, man. I mean, and it made so much sense, God.
It did. You were saying that for about a whole month, God.
I know.
You were saying that for a whole month, and Backwoods Sweetie has an album. She has an album that she did in 2021. She has an EP that she did. And those two works, you're going to be addicted, you know what I'm saying? And support it because she has merch that is really dope. It ain't whack merch. She has trading cards that are really dope. Lyric book, it's official. You know what I'm saying? She's one of the best MC, and not female MCs right now. You know what I'm saying?
MC. A true spitter.
Word.
True spitter.
Everything sounds good, man. And she was real professional,
Yeah.
And then after that, when we did all the songs, we were like, yo, we have some spots we could fix up. Infinite Mind, I told you, man, when he did Brothers of the Invisible Renaissance, I was like, Okay, King. I'll mess with this. I'll mess with this. This song, okay. You know what I'm saying? Despite, you know what I'm saying? I said, let's put this is dope. You know, he was like, and Sunez and Skill Straight Low, and them 7 I
I know, right?
Yo, the guy did 180 moves on a track, man. Like it was crazy.
Man,
and I got as a preview of just talking about it, I'm doing a solo album. And that song that we did together is completed. And it's totally different. Like it's a whole kung fu song. And I'm the elder and he's the student. And I send them off to kill. And I'm speaking a lot of ancient shit, and I'm just telling them like, yo, it's time that you know, but I'm doing it in the old kung fu voice. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Dope,
you know?
That's dope.
But
infinite mind.
Yo, but then the other feature, we did the build, and then I had ended it though, and I was like, yo, man, we still build. You know, like we still build. Yeah. And yo, the guy was like, yo, I got the earth, and she had this dope build. You want to hear it? And you mixed it, and it was like, yo, what you think? And I was like, yo, harmony, equality. I was like, yo, that sounds dope. That sounds dope. You know what I'm saying? Like,
she went in.
It was perfect. It was a perfect build. It's a build that is the earth purely because it's not a build that we would have came with. Right, we would have never had that understanding. And it was powerful. You know what I'm saying? It was powerful. When I did that verse, I was trying to give you that welcome to the class, you know what I'm saying? Like a warm voice, you know, like when I teach, you know, like over the years teaching at the law school in Mecca, I've always gotten the thing, what good and bad, because I'm so welcoming, people think I let shit go. But I don't want people to be scared off the bat. I want them to feel comfortable in this laboratory to experiment in the classroom. And what they get wrong, we correct. What they get right, we further. And I wanted to get that vibe. You know what I'm saying? And that shit was. That was dope, though. Yeah, that shit came out.
Take your seats, boy. You just went in. I was like, yo.
Oh man, and like that last line was real because I just wanted to salute the law and Justice Square, like the actual sign. And like, yo, it's been 23 years. Like in a couple of days, it's officially 23 years that I've been teaching it. And it's like, this is a place like, that's my home, God. Like Allah School in Mecca is a place we all love, but that's my home, God. Like I've lived there, you know what I'm saying? Like I lived there, and like when there's no students or like I'm just there on an off day, I'm just with the elders, you know what I'm saying? Listening to soul music, you know what I'm saying? And just go, you know, and just hanging, like building, and like that's home, you know what I'm saying? So that's why like you ponder shit, you know?
Yeah, and see, and that's why I said if anybody wants to know in simplicity, like just simplicity, just straight to the essence of this album, and I was saying this to you, the essence of this album is you, God. Whether you want to accept it or not, because you be like, you know, you be trying to downplay your dopeness, God. But it's like you created the essence of this. Yeah, we create what we create, but the essence behind it and everything, people don't realize, like the building and the connecting and stuff like that, man, that transpired before we even like started recording. Like for real, like we were like just connecting the dots and stuff, and you being a super busy person that got your hand in all different like projects and stuff, you know what I'm saying? From in the booth, outside the booth, to journalism, man, to like, you know what I'm saying, the hosting on a radio show with DJ, you know, Toshi and all that, man, and just and teaching the babies and stuff, man, teaching with the karate, martial arts, and the whole nine. Like it took a long time for us to get to a point to where we even recorded the first song, but all of this, we built on it and we connected before we even like started recording. And it was like I knew for over like 10 years when I first saw you online and I saw you in a book. I saw you in the book. I think it was like The Science of Self, a book or something like that. Like you had like the last chapter in the so powerful, and I was like, yo, I said, I gotta find that guy. I gotta find him. I said, somehow me and him gonna connect. Yeah, God. So I feel like I willed that into existence.
Yo, word. Yo, yo, peace to Magno Garcia. That's another song crafter. That's not just the MC. That's a song crafter.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? Like, yo, see, guys like, I told you, guys like Magno, I used to be like, nah, man, I'm not MC. Nah, I'm not. You know?
Yeah.
And it's just like being able to translate that. Like, you kind of like showed me the blueprint. You showed me the formats. And we built about this stuff. Like, we built heavy about pockets and all that kind of stuff. And you were showing me like, yo, God, you do have the pocket here. You, yo, like, and it was crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, God. I mean, we really had it from the joint with the guy Mega, you know, producing it, to the Gets Deep, to the Build.
Yeah, man.
Oh, and AP the Overlord joint. Speak on that.
Yeah, man. Yo, that one was so crazy because you had the beat, and it was like we was already thinking like we need the last song. And a lot of people don't know, like, I've made my own magazines as well, and Our Swords was one of them. And Our Sacred Words, you know what I'm saying? And Day Sun is the one that came up with that title. He's the one that came up with that title. And I was like, yo, that's the magazine. And when we was doing this, I was like, yo, this is Our Sacred Words. Like, I moved that sword like a word. Like, you know what I'm saying? Everything is the same. And when we did it, you was like, yo, we need like a AP would fit perfectly on this, you know, because he got that voice that goes, you know, like AP the Overlord. And it was like, yo, it'd be crazy. And I was like, yo, I gotta end this on like the most poetic shit I got. You know what I'm saying? Like, really, really end this shit on it. Like, show the blessing that it is and shit. So, oh man. And
I wrote that fast, God.
The song originally had the title on it, City on Fire. Yeah. And a lot of times the names of the songs was sparking us, like Blood on the Stained Glass was all because of a woman was on. And that, Never Respect Fate was all because called Blood on the Stained Glass. And that's why I used that name in it. You know what I'm saying? But when we did the our Swords, I was like, yo, it's gotta be called that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it was called City on Fire. So I was thinking about the Mets. I'm a Mets fan, and I was thinking about the silhouette logo. And I said, veer into the silhouette of the Metropolitan logo to perform pirouettes of a charlatan ergo. I was like, look into the city and see all these fake niggas dancing. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying.
Man, yo, when you said that, I like lost it, God. I was like, I get a verse at the beginning with him, and then get one with him closing it out. And then a lot of people don't know, anybody who hasn't heard this album yet, that last album, the guy Sunez wrote that hook.
Yeah.
Me saying it, the guy wrote that hook.
You fixed it into it, you know what I'm saying? But the line structure, I had the lines, you know what I'm saying, and the words, and I was like, yo, salute to Ida Mad Assassin. That's another boom bap champion, you know what I'm saying? Like, in these books that I'm writing, he's in here. You know what I'm saying? He's in here. You know, very live MC. Like, yo, a lot of you brothers don't even know that I've already documented your shit. Like, years from now, they're gonna open these shits and they're gonna be like, yo, you know, like, you'll be with your grandkids and shit. Like, yo, I'm telling you, I was nice though. Let them know.
You know
like, let them know. Like, I was nice.
Hey, what they used to say about in them old soup commercials? It's in there.
It's in there.
And while y'all at it, y'all cop the book.
Oh,
you know
no doubt.
Sunez97@gmail.com, y'all. Get that book.
Yo, peace, yo. And you know, I see Octane, peace to Octane. You know, when I was doing mantras in the Maya of the mission on Brothers Invisible Man, all I was thinking about was A Preem. You know what I'm saying? Chicago's A Preem. You know what I'm saying? And his voice is so gravelly. It's like, yo. And I was like, the way I was talking there, he talks like that regular. Like, that's not even just his MC voice. That's his regular voice. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
No
Yo,
doubt, no doubt. Peace to the God, Substance 810. That's my brother right there. You know what I'm saying?
Peace, God.
Yo,
we
and the inscription. Yo, Simmons, you said my younger physical is looping the inscription, reading the Peace Corps book. Yo, that's so dope. That's so dope. The inscription was basically the solo song for me to just while out. And I basically made a song that I wanted to hear when I was younger. Something that had the knowledge in it. You know what I'm saying? So the first verse, I'm kind of showing you that I'm that person that got it and was teaching. You know what I'm saying? And yo, and I flipped it. That's why at the end I said, yo, I say this a cappella, right? I said additions of my own element, like effervescence of excellence, evoke elevation as embryos eavesdrop on an elegant station. Examples of easel expression exemplify ecumenically equality for the earth of exemplary emblem. So exterminate exuberantly them egregious with executions of excellently enjoined erudition. Sunez Allah, the inscription. Because after I wrote that though, that shit is written.
Do you hear those pockets?
Yo, I'm saying though, like, oh man. And that's why in the chorus, yo man, I had it there though. And in the chorus, it's all about the elders, man. Blare the Parliament alarm. Peace brings the cipher all is calm. The elders gave me all my arms as I share the self-styled psalm. It's self-styled, but the elders was giving it to me. You know what I'm saying? Like I spent years and years doing shit, and the elders say, "Okay, all right." You know what I mean? And yo, I know that song. I know Sim is all over it though, because the references to Jiddu Krishnamurti, you know what I'm saying? The references, like, yo, I had references there that are mad complex. Like I said, what was it? In the second verse, I was basically doing the metaphor of a knowledge itself is an album. You know what I'm saying? And I said in there, wonder it all as the bow ding swirls the thoughts through the pen of Lao Gong's chamber. All I said was that, like, the way the bow ding balls are the things you swirl, the big balls that you swirl in your hand. So I said, as the bow ding swirls the thoughts through the pen of Lao Gong's chamber. Lao Gong's chamber is your palm right here. So I'm just saying how ill I'm writing. All of the chi is coming out. You know, like, that's all I said. You know?
You see the guy said, he said he's an MC. Told you, God.
Oh man. Yo, like, man.
You be in the pocket and don't even realize you be in the pocket.
Yo.
Killing it.
Yo, thank you, man. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just yo, Sick Boy Inc. You know what I'm saying? That's my leftovers brother, man. That's my leftovers brother, Sick Boy. You know what I mean?
Shout out to leftovers.
Word, leftovers. You know what I mean? I had to shout out the leftovers at the beginning and Never Respect Fake. You know what I'm saying? And yo, that Never Respect Fake, man. You had so many lines. You know what I mean? And that's why, like, you kicked that real shit, and I was like, King Kvmal knows. You know what I mean? I was like, yo, that shit was.
Yo, it was wild, God. Like, it's crazy, man. Like how we bounced like vocals back and forth and bars and whatnot back and forth with one another, like catching each other off guard and just emailing it like, yo, check this. Yo, check. All right, you got that? Well, check this out. Well, check that. It was like back and forth.
Yeah. And yo, I'll add on though, that Rally Round the Family, that's that song is about police brutality. You know what I'm saying? And the way you gave the macro, I was like, let me give the micro of somebody that was being on the activist front line. And Rally Round the Family, that's a Rage Against the Machine line. I love fucking Rage Against the Machine. You know what I mean?
Yeah, me too.
And when I gave that verse, I was like, that was real. That's an actual real thing that happened. Like when it was when Anthony Bios, who was killed by the cops when they choked him, about a year or two later, his mother runs for council, and we march down. Tat's crew was there. A lot of people was there, and we marched down, and I'm in the back, and we're marching down the bridge to City Hall, and I'm like, I look up and I said, yo, Fat Joe. And I said, Fat Joe, why are you not in the front? You know what I'm saying? Why are you not in the front? You know what I'm saying? Like, this is Fat Joe. Like, he's big. And like I said, I had seen Fat Joe many times because I lived in the Bronx during this time.
Right.
And I was like, that's why I said he was humble. He was like, yo, I don't want this to be about me in any kind of way. So I'm just going to be back
Right.
here. And so we was marching together, talking shit. You know what I mean? And I was like, and then when we got to the barrier, I was like, damn, these devils could just kill us right now. You know what I'm saying? And I was thinking about what I'm learning about history and the Ponce massacre, how they killed us in Puerto Rico when they marched in Puerto Rico. And I was like, yo, they could kill us here if they wanted to. And that's what I was saying. Like, yo, I want a day where I could fight back with real tangible things. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's what I was thinking then. And it's like that song, because the things that you said on this album about police brutality and the way we're treated, come on, like they were so powerful. Like, you know, the solo cut that you have, Precious Cargo. Yo, tell them about that, because I call that the Jordan Flu verse. You know what I mean?
Man, yeah, God. I mean, you know what? It's like it's wild too, because the way that came about, when the videotape surfaced of that young brother who was getting attacked by those, like, you know, was like 4 or 5, like, you know what I'm saying, black officers, man. Like, it was just playing on the TV, and I promised myself I wouldn't like watch it when they aired it, because I was like, I don't want to be triggered. I'm laying up here sick, like battling COVID, hard to breathe and everything. And I open my eyes and I'm seeing it. And it just like, it had me furious, God, to where I literally crawled over to my little studio setup, cut the mic on and everything. I said, yo, I know I'm having trouble breathing, man. Got the asthma pump and all that. And I'm like, I'm putting the headphones on. I cut the beat on and I'm looking at the TV, and I just hit record and I just start freestyling till I can't go no more. And then I just like stop and I catch my breath. I lay down for a second, and then they keep replaying it, just letting it go on and on. And I'm like, no, fuck that. Get back on, press record again, freestyle some more, and the whole thing came together like just like freestyle, and it was just a crime for us to say
it was so powerful. It was so powerful, God. And you was like, I remember when you sent it to me, it was like, yo, you think this can make the album? And I was like, yeah, the album got some space for some smoke. Yeah, it got some space for some fucking heat. Like, I was like,
you know what I'm saying?
Yo, like, he mad sick and he's in the pocket. See, I say, it don't matter if you sick, you still in the pocket. I was like, yo, you know?
Man,
and yo, Octane, I see you. You said A-Preem got that Mississippi granddaddy voice. Yo, you ain't lying.
They wilding out in the comments.
Yeah.
God's nerves online and all the right.
Yo, man, everybody. Yo, Saladin, I see you, man. I see you on the YouTube, man. Peace. All right. You know what I mean? Yo, but yo, I thank everybody. AP the Overload always sounds dope. And I love the way he was like, yo, we gonna get on. Word is bond. Like, he gave that spirit. Like, you get the chill when he rhymed that.
Yeah.
You get the chill, like we doing it. Because like, this was a closing of the album. It's like, yo, we're 5%ers. We do things for the love of the people, the babies, the children, for something else. You know what I'm saying? Something greater. And when he put that verse, it was just like, it fits so good. And it's so dope how you made that chorus I gave you and extended it, and then let it go into your verse. And man, I just had that spot at the end, and I just like, man. And yo, people don't like. Oh man, I be falling in love with certain words though. Like when me and my brother was kids, we saw Indiana Jones and the last one, when we was kids, the one with his father, Sean Connery. And when he says, only the penitent man passes, only the penitent man passes. And that's the verse. I was like, yo, if you make it, the penitent man passes and he sees a lot of fake niggas already got in. And that's what I was saying on the verse. And that shit, and that's why I said the poor righteous teaches the man of magnificent debt, because we are owed mad shit. We are owed mad shit because we doing shit and other people is blood sucking, other people is stealing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we take on those debts. You know what I'm saying? We take on the things. We're willing to take it on. We sacrifice. And that was what that verse was about. And it was just like, it didn't matter. It don't matter, God, because we blessed. The fact that we create, that's what I was saying. Like the fact that we created this work, we're blessed.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Man,
And then I just went with the metaphors.
To add on to that, it reminded me of in class last week when you were talking about how you got some artists where they kind of compromise in a sense where they're like, well, I'm going to do this and I'm going to get on this right here. Well, I'm going to get back to this. I'm working on something right there.
Yeah.
Like, the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, don't nobody need you like that. You know what I'm saying? And not to mention, it's like you said, being a 5% is not about being poor and I don't want to have this and have that and whatnot. It's about when you sacrifice during moments when it's not like convenient for you. Like it's easy to sacrifice when shit is convenient for you. And a lot of these people, man, like they get caught out there. It's like, like we made with the whole thing with certain people, who getting away with like rocking a flag and the whole nine.
Oh,
and
word.
Like you said, at a point in time, it was like, don't wear that if you can't defend it. Don't wear that if you can't defend it. And it's certain people that have rocked it who've been celebrities, a certain individual who's on one of the songs that, that was touched on. And it's like certain people were around him when it happened and they never questioned it. They just looked at, well, it just brings more people to our nation and all that. And I'm like, really though? But
yeah.
Is it like,
yeah, man.
mean, does it really? So it's like nobody owes us anything for us to do what we do, and we did it from the heart.
Yo, the way that people build is like the way you got, like they always say, the way you get a woman. The way you got a woman is the way you're gonna have to keep her. So if you let that shit go and that's how you get people in the nation, that's how you're gonna have to keep them sloppy and not on the ball. You know what I'm saying? Like people don't get that. You know what I'm saying? And it's like people make passes. I don't go with that passes. And I said that shit on the build too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right? I said no free transport. No free transport. You know what I mean? No free transportation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Because people get caught out, man, they get caught out there slipping and whatnot. like, man, it'd be like one of them old things where, the person be like, yo, call such and such right now. He'll verify for me. Like, nah, we ain't asking. We asking you right now. So it's like,
yeah, man.
So
like, and that's the thing. Like, it's always been important for me, like, as a teacher and stuff like that. If people just hear my name, that the works follow it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like people could learn about me and verify me without even meeting me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I could represent this nation even when I'm not around. You know what I'm saying? And that's that's what I meant on that last verse. It's a blessing. You know what I'm saying? That's a blessing. People don't really understand how much love I get when I go outside. That's why it's so funny that we made those troll tracks, you know what I'm saying? Because they're the anomaly. And when you made those tracks, you was killing me. I had to keep from laughing when I was doing it. That's why I was so serious, like, peace, you know what I mean? Now, sir, I ain't heard of you. You was killing me.
Like, who you know?
Who? Yo. Oh, man. We just... this album was so much fun. Come on, man. Like, yo, man. Oh, man. There's so much shit on it. Like, when you delve into it, there's so many bars. Like, you gave me that freedom to just flip it. I didn't have to worry if I threw something deep and shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I had to work on making it musical, and it just it came out crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
it came out.
Yeah, God.
Man.
I just wanted you to do you with no interruptions whatsoever. And I hop in the mix like double dutch, man, and find my groove and whatnot. Like, do you, because like I said, it's certain things where you was like, okay, yeah, the pocket here and the pocket there. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about just stepping back and just let you do you, because you already created the direction subconsciously for the album. I mean, like you create the whole vibe and the energy for it, and we just did what we did, God, organic.
Word.
You know
And
what I'm saying?
Sick Boy, we definitely coming with the hard copies, you know what I mean? The CDs, and we're working on the vinyl too.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? And Big Bro, man. I see Big Bro, man. Marcano, my brother Marcano, you know what I'm saying? Like he was like, he saw the shit I was writing. He was like, nah, we gotta get this shit. You gotta get you in the studio. Like we gotta get you to record something. You know what I mean? And I was like, all right. You know what I mean? I'll write some. And from that track, Rogue One, man, that's the little things that push me to say, like, okay, I could do it and find my own voice and let me have the chance to have a voice, So that's why I got so much love, you know what I'm saying? On so many levels for my big bro, you know what I'm saying?
Man, that's what's
just crazy dope, you know what I'm saying? Like, the legends, you know what I'm saying? Like, crazy, you know what I mean? And we came with it though. Like, I have to, like, this whole album is like a genius.com study session and shit. Like, I said a lot of shit that like, even some of the basic shit, like when I said lines pile up on each other, like when I said don't trip, I'll take you through the portal rip. The invisible renaissance is deeper than Rosenberg's tiny iceberg tip, because he'd be finding Griselda and be like blown away. You know what I mean? And I'm like, yo, this shit is deep. And because and I was fucking with the lines because he's Jewish. So I was like, your music is just a wicked German posse. And Skrilla's straight of words prove you cannot see, not see.
Oh, that was crazy.
A pile of vile, so high, right? To topple your plot, see? Like I was fucking around with that. Like,
when you did, man, I caught that bar. I was like, yo, I said, that's what we doing? I bet this be perfect right here. And then when you had to like go back and you added on to that intro.
Oh yeah. And I was like, yo, I didn't salute my Leftovers brothers though. And I was like, that's where we gotta do it. That's what we got to do it on that track. You know what I'm saying? Because they're the realest. You know what I'm saying? Right. And everything about, when I say words, they're not just fancy shit. This is real life. Like when I say fire builds to burn bridges, that's my life as a journalist. My own fire builds to burn bridges. It wasn't my fault. It was my fire. And slick toils drown shark biters. You know what I'm saying? Because people be doing slick shit, but you know what I mean? And they all drown at the shore of the pure. Because we didn't get left behind, we stayed in line. Because somebody's like, "Oh, you mad because you got left behind and shit like that." And I said, "No, we stayed behind. We stayed behind. We the leftovers."
You know what I'm saying? But you know what? It's like what people don't realize. And before I make this point, shout out to my brother DJ Wade, Asia and Asiac Divine. I see you in that. But what people don't realize, man, is that when they say stuff like that, like you said, with your name and who you are, like not just in New York, but outside, like worldwide, like when somebody says, "Oh, you just," it's kind of like people who know the real are looking at them like, "Nigga, you just trolling," because you got to be living under a rock if you talking about that person that they wish they had this, that, and the third. Like, do you realize that he been side by side with that person? He knows that person. Are you familiar with his catalog of books? Are you familiar with the songs that he's been featured on? Are you familiar with the artists and the whole nine? Are you familiar with all the contributions inside and outside the community? Are you familiar with all of the people who he's knowingly taught and the people who want to like remain low key and stuff like that, who are being taught? Like, who are you? Matter of fact, I don't need to know who you are. We got 2 skits dedicated to somebody like you who hate them. That's the importance of those 2 skits, because for somebody to say, that, guy, and you know I get turned up when that shit happens. For them to say that, that's why I felt like them 2 skits was like so important.
Yeah.
Man, the haters.
Yo, that shit. Yo, and sandwiching it like on those, because Cycle of Trife and the inscription are like the heavyweight verses I had on the shit. They were the heaviest shit and the most longest shit and the most controversial shit that I rhymed on this shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's why I put the skits around there. You know what I'm saying? Like when I, you know, and it was just like, yo, it had to be like that, you know. But a lot, you know, I just want people to hear it and be like, yo, these brothers made songs. You know, these songs are about something. Even the songs where we just like kicking the verses and shit, they mean something a lot deeper. You know what I'm saying? Like they mean something a lot deeper. You know, like they was profound. There's probably only only the intro and Brothers of the Invisible Renaissance. Those are the only like real battle bar songs. Everything else is like a concept. You know, everything else is a concept. You know, and when we did it, it was crazy. Like it was so much fun. It was so crazy to it was so much fun to hear it slowly develop. You know what I'm saying? And I'd have the track and I'd be like, oh, we did this one. This one's completed. Okay, I'm gonna work out with this one. You know what I'm saying?
Had the swords.
Yeah, man. I was working out to all these. I was working out all the time with the songs, and I was like, okay, that's official, man. That's official, man. I feel it. You know what I'm saying?
The guy had to get the approval. Like, I don't feel the burn on this one. Go back and do the mix. But you know what? It's people like have to understand. Like you said, these are real songs. They're not rap songs. They're real songs, like about real situations. It's reality rap. Not rap. It's reality music. A lot of people always throw that around like loosely, and I'm like, you saying it's reality, but it's a limited reality. Like we went through chambers and layers of reality without sticking to stereotypical or the expected like topics and whatnot.
Word.
We made ourselves vulnerable with these lyrics, and not only that, the way you know something is really like real, and it ain't just some raps, but it's like real words, real situations from real people, real lyricism. I challenge anybody right now to tune out the beat and just listen to the lyrics. Matter of fact, if you want to hear the acapellas, I'm willing to even go that far and let y'all hear acapellas without the beat. The beat don't carry us. We carried the beat. We made the beat submit. We didn't submit to the beats. You listen to those lyrics, God. Like, you ever heard somebody that sound decent and they sound dope, and then when you cut the beat off, you be like, damn, I was wrong. You know what I'm saying? But it's like when you if you listen to our stuff without the beats, it's like, yo, you can go in any setting, non-music setting, and you can use your lyrics and everything.
Yo, I'm saying because that's the whole thing. Like when I write, I try to make it beautiful.
Right.
And in doing this, I feel like, yo, the words I got into these songs, they sound beautiful. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They sound beautiful. They stack up lovely. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's why, like, when we ended it with Our Swords, that shit is just like the epitome of what I was doing. That's why I said, what? Knowledge my builds of these times we laced to press. Word is bomb. We was blessed. Right fly on it, even as we rise a notch. Songs captured are the birds you watch. Caged in your replay. We lived what we say.
See what I'm saying? And that's what I'm saying. Like, if you just walked up around somebody who was just highly intelligent and they just really and they really appreciated art just in general, and you just started quoting it, not even rhyming it, but just quoting it, you'd be like, I bet you their eyes light up and they'd be like, yo, what's that from? Like who did that? And you'd be like, that's my shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, man.
Samantha Lee.
Oh, the
She
queen,
purchased the
peace
album.
queen. Oh
Yo,
man, always supporting, man, always.
man, appreciate the support. Like, hope you really enjoy the album, yo. Sunez got some stuff cooking. Like right before his solo drop, yo, you need the you're gonna be getting that bonus joint. Only available for those who like got it exclusively on Bandcamp. Like it's free and it's gonna be in your inbox like any day now. Like it's some fire. It's a thank you track, just to say that we appreciate, you appreciate everybody for supporting us and copping like the album. Like we did it for all y'all, like for real.
Yeah, man. Like, man, it's beautiful, man. I'm so happy with the response and everything. You know what I'm saying? And I think people weren't expecting me to have this diversity. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That I could. Yeah. They expect me to be able to write about lots of things, but not actually talk about all these different things on a song. And that's
right.
That's why I be calling you Quincy. You know what I'm saying? Quincy Kvmal. You know what I'm saying? Because you molded that shit, and I was like, I don't know about. Word is bond, man. Like you give it to me, and then I'll be like, damn, I don't know, man. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this shit. You know? But it was just like, and man, they just crazy. Like the feel of the beat. Like we get like a something could sound dope, but they're not for anybody. They don't work with anybody. Right. Like some of these beats, like Never Respect Fake, that beat don't work with a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? It's like a horror pounding. It has a pounding essence, and a lot of people don't rhyme good on that.
No, they don't. A lot of gun bars.
Yeah, because they're just gonna be shooting out and shit like that. And that's why I kept it to like and I just was bombing everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I went into a murder mode. You had me in the murder mode, like the horror shit. That's why I was like, I was doing the verse like this. I was like, there's all this suit from main races, gringo, so much blood on our stained glass window. The mood so bereft as a paying widow. And of course, you know what I hate? I said the death of reggaeton on a played out dembo.
Yo, I was loving it. Yo, I'm loving it. I hate reggaeton.
Yo, and see, like, Kvmal made me comfortable, so I was going up and down the octaves and stanzas, which is more poetic, because I was deep on that. Then I came back and said, no time the lyre of colorfully clad squires had drip. The drums are the only pounding of a clip. You know what I mean? Like I was going down then up, and it, oh man, that song was like, I was like, yo, this is gonna be fun. Cause that was one of the first ones we did.
Man, I know. But you know what's wild about? It's like you said on one post that you put up recently, we didn't even originally set out to have like features originally.
Right.
But it's crazy. At the very last minute, we got exactly what we didn't know that we needed.
Right.
It just, man, yo, these features are crazy.
You know what's crazy? Because like, and I say this as a thing because we got brothers that we love. There's so many artists that I have so much love for, and they know it. That that I got to give them all a salute because they would gladly get on this. You know what I'm saying? But we didn't make it like that. We was making this as like, yo, this is just us two doing this shit. Yeah. And we thought like, yo, but this particular song is incomplete.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
it was.
And the only one I was like, yo, Infinite Mind is boom bap to the boom bap. It was like, yo, he gotta be on Brothers of the Invisible Renaissance because that beat was so that's like the most boom bappy beat that we got on the album.
Man,
it is.
You God, let me tell you, when you sent me, because you know me, I got that ear, and I was like, yo, he was like, yo, we gotta get, we gotta get God on there, gotta get my Anlac on there, and I was like, yo, I said, can you send me something so I can hear like how he sounds?
Yes.
And as soon as you sent it, I said,
I'm telling, see what I'm saying? That's why I call him Quincy Kvmal. He's like, hey, he's like, let me hear something. He's on his Quincy shit. Let me hear something. Okay, that's what he's working with. Okay.
You know what I mean? Yo, he laced it perfect, and
he did the ad libs. He mixed it himself. Like he gave it back mixed perfectly. Like Man, Infinite Mind is incredible. That's why I nicknamed him, and I wrote in his original bio, I named him the Chiseled MC. That's what I named him. And his album coming out is going to be called the Chiseled MC. That's from what I called him. You know what I mean? And I was like, yo, he chiseled, man. He came with that.
You know what? Don't anybody that's watching this now and watching on the other streaming platforms, do not sleep on a guy like that, brother.
He's another one that he lived his life. Like, I interviewed my brother Infinite Mind once, and I told him, listen, a lot of MCs we love, they're great, but all of the stuff that they talk about, we actually did that shit. We actually got the knowledge. We went and did kung fu. Like all the shit niggas talk about, like we did it. And yo, Infinite Mind was actually in Wu Dang Mountain doing kung fu.
Wow.
So he learned up there. Like he was up there in Wu Dang. Like, so like when he comes back and we do kung fu shit, like, yo, we really, really do this shit. Like, we not just talking this shit. Like we really was doing that shit. Like, we learned on Mount Morris Park. Like we learned at the top of Mount Morris. So where the father had his first parliaments, that's where we used to go to train with our Seagung Bobby Whitaker. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
At the top of Mount Morris, park, and we would go. It's literally a hill, God. It's like 5 long ass staircases. You got to rope around and go up. You know what I'm saying? And we would be there. We would be there in the summer training we would have to get there at 12 p.m. and we wouldn't be allowed to leave until 7 p.m.
Right.
And even if we was like, yo, Bobby, I got to take a piss, man. He's like, nah, man, you're not training hard enough, though. You're not supposed to have any liquids.
Dang.
Like we're supposed to be so dehydrated from training, we can't even pee. Like, that's it.
You're like, fuck that shit, I need a Gatorade, guy.
Yeah, and I was like, yo, after a while, you just got used to it. Like we was doing, yo, when I first started doing kung fu, I could do 2-finger push-ups in waves like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
And we was doing that shit on a hot concrete at the top of the mountain. Like we was doing some real kung fu shit. Niggas don't know. So like when I rhyme that kung fu shit, like, yo, be wary. Be wary what you saying, because I'm not just doing like, fun videos and shit. Like I really will chop your fucking head off with this shit. Like
y'all hear that, people?
Just in case. You're lucky. Yo, man, I wish I could walk around with these knives and shit like that. But people be snitching. You know what I'm saying? Like,
y'all listen, he is not like just show and tell. He working with the sword, and then when it cut off, he over at Burger King.
We didn't learn for no tournaments and shit, man. We not getting points with this shit, man. We learned to survive, man. That's why we so peaceful, though. We learn to survive. You know what I'm saying? And yo, man.
That's dope.
Yo, come on. I thought I had you only for 45, though, but we've been on this shit for 90, man. Yo.
I know,
Yo, the album is on Bandcamp. I put the link there. You know what I'm saying? It's the link. If you're on IG, the link is in my bio. It's in Kvmal's bio. Yo, follow us, friend us, like ask us questions and shit. Yeah. Like, yo, if you like, what did you say on that verse? Yo, I'll be honored to say what I said on that verse. But I had so much fun on this shit. You know what I'm saying? And I could say now, like, yo, thanks to you, man. Like, and everybody that put me to this point, from Marcano to people saluting me, everybody that I've ever done a song with, Jugs Diamond, Skanks the Rap Martyr, like, yo, Napoleon the Legend. I'm not an MC, and I wasn't even thinking I was an MC, and I'm on a song with Napoleon and Sky Zoo. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So it's like,
man, that's dope.
Yeah, so it's like, it's such a blessing. But yo, I love you for everything you done. Come on, like,
love you too, God.
You know, like,
and let them know you got that new project coming too.
I do, man. I got some shit, man, and it's crazy. It's crazy because some of my brothers that are giving me beats and I'm doing it. Willie Ways is putting it together for me, and Willie Ways is another great MC, man. He's another great MC. Remembered in Perfection, my brother Kevlar 7. Because Kevlar 7, right? He was the dopest A&R I ever heard. Like, so many MCs that are dope, he would tell me they were dope even before they had anything. Whether it was my man G Huff, whether it was Willie Ways, whether it was Zagnif Nori, who has incredible work. He was putting me on. He was like, yo, Sunez, check this out. He's dope. And they didn't have nothing. They didn't really have anything. Yo, Zagnif wasn't even calling himself Zagnif Nori when he was fucking telling me that he was dope. And and all these people put me in a position to express myself. So like in my life, I can say, yo, every single medium, God, I've been on radio, FM and AM. You know what I'm saying? Podcast, magazine, newspaper, books, my own books, my own newspapers, my own magazines, let alone the other majors. You know what I'm saying? So it's like digital print, their digital print and my own digital print, like everything. You know what I'm saying? And it's just a blessing to be able to create in all of these forms, and it's like, and I have to add obviously kung fu to that. Like I express myself through that. That's the beauty of that, And every day, I'll just say this because I was talking shit about that. Real kung fu, every day that I promote peace and live a peaceful day, that's a success in the kung fu. That's the success, God. And the fights that I prevent and the fights that I can stop because people respect the skill, that's the blessing of kung fu. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, that's all of that. You know what I'm saying? Peace to the God, AP. I see you in here. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo.
Peace to God, AP. Yo, with that ill verse.
Yo, I was telling everybody our swords, everybody's verse gives me chills, man. AP, you know why? AP, your word has been bond. Your word has been bond. And I see you as someone that perseveres. You know what I'm saying? Not just with umbrella, because you did your own thing. You didn't make all this hoopla, like you just said, I'm gonna go do my own thing. I'm gonna go do it, and you did it. When you was locked up, God, the God knows. I wrote to you, and I was not saying it's all good, God. It's peace. I was going in on you, God. I was like, yo, God, you too dope. You too ill. You got to do greater. And you know what? You came out and you did greater. Like you're a success story. Like, yo, you're like, it's beautiful, God. And when I hear those records and stuff, like people don't know, how does AP have so much soul in the song? Like that's a life. There's blues inside that heart. There's vocals. The vocals got blues in them. You know what I mean?
Man.
The vocals got blues in them. The God been through things. You know what I'm saying? My brother King Kvmal been through things. You hear it in that verse, though. You know what I'm saying? When you hear Thin Line, I couldn't even rhyme about Baby Mamas. I was like, nah, man. It was like I looked at my BM experiences and I was like, do the right thing. I was like, hey, you got it, man. You got it. I was like,
I'm gonna let you out of it.
Yeah. So I had to rhyme about something I loved, my old earth. You know what I'm saying? That gave me that made me a writer. You know what I'm saying? Yo, to those that don't get, like, my old earth when I was in college, she said, you better have an extracurricular activity there. And I said, shit, the only thing I know how to do is write. Well, then you better go write. Wow. And my twin brother was writing in the college newspaper. And I said, let me write in the college newspaper. First article ever I published. The 3 R's that feed and starve hip hop: radio, record labels, and R&B.
Dang.
That's my first hitter. I started with that.
Wow.
That was the first piece I ever wrote. And it was like 2,000 words because I argued with my brother to hell. I said, you got to put the whole thing in, And
it was, you came out
guns blazing. Yeah, like guns blazing. You know what I'm saying? And all these people have given me a form, from my brother helping me out, like my twin brother. This is my twin brother. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And my sister, who used to, when I was a kid, she used to tell me about being poetic. All of that shit. All of this shit leads up to me being a writer. You know what I'm saying? She used to talk about the beauty of poetry and shit. And we used to laugh at her and make fun of her and shit. You know what I mean? But we saw it later. All of these lead up to me making this kind of, all this stuff that I make, though, God. And it was just, man, it was awesome, man. And people gonna get that bonus track. They're like, yo.
God, that is so dope, God. And I want to say this before heading out. I want to thank you. I want to thank you, God. Like, this album is like, it represents, this is our Illmatic, in my opinion. I also think that it's the digital flowers in musical form that that's long overdue that you should have gotten and that you're going to continue to get from various people that already know your dopeness. Like Jordan said, you know, he said it, I heard him say it recently. Not hear him say it recently. I seen an old clip where he was like, you know, when you the best, you don't have to say it. The people already are going to say it. You know what I'm saying? And people know what you bring to the table because you've been bringing it to the table before an album was like even manifested. You know what I'm saying? So I want to say that I appreciate you. I appreciate, you know, you teaching me, you know, taking chances on me and stuff, building with me and everything, connecting, man, and just adding your greatness, like God, to this, because I know for a fact, no matter how dope anybody will say or think that I am, you know, I accept that. But you creating this album together with me, God, this is like the best album that I've ever been a part of. There's not one song on this album there's not one song on this album that makes me cringe. You know how you think something dope and you be like caught in the moment and you go back years later, like, and you have a Joe Budden moment where when he hear Pump It Up in the club, he be like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like, this right here.
Word is bond, God.
You know what I'm saying? Like, God, like, you know, anybody that know you or has even connected with you know that you the realest. I want to say
that's peace, God. That's peace, God.
You know what I'm saying? I want to say shout out to, you know, Infinite Mind. I want to say shout out to AP the Overlord. I want to say give a shout out to Backwoods Sweetie.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I want to give a shout out to Harmony Equality.
That's right.
Man, I want to give a shout out to DJ Toshi.
My brother.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I want to
the producers.
Serious Beats, Inf Mega, Malik Allah, aka Leak Sizzle out of C Medina, who produced the track Thin Line and also Psycho and Trite. Man, it's been beautiful, God, and I can't wait for everybody who hasn't heard it yet to like head on over and get their hands on that digital copy. You know, like you said, God, earlier, we're gonna have CDs and we're gonna have like limited vinyl edition coming very soon, man. Like it's a beautiful thing, God. Like for you, it's a whole lot more albums to come. For me, you know what I'm saying? My announcement right here. This right here is my final album. This is my final album. That doesn't mean I'm unplugging my mic. Hold up. I'm like Billy Mays, but wait, there's more. I'm only gonna be like, you know, throwing singles out there, probably an EP there or EP there. But I feel like this: when you are at the top of something so beautiful that you created, like for me, this to me is more magical, no mystery, more magical to me than any plaque that I've had, any Billboard experience that I've had, anything like that. This is like the most important album that I've ever been a part of, man. And I just can't wait for you all to like check it out. And if you have checked it out, man, just revisit it, even if you need to chill. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes people get caught up in the moment and be like, yo, that's dope. And then, you know, they fall back for a bit and they go back and listen to it again and see if they get the same feel.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, anybody that kicks back for a bit, comes back, you are going to get more out of it the second and third and fourth spin around, and then some. You're not going to come back and be like, well, I thought it was dope, but it's not as dope as I thought it was. Yo, I promise you, 13 bangers, 2 funny skits. If you're not a person that's into skits, go straight to the bangers, because you got 13 of them to choose from, and with superb MCs, teachers, and just, it's all love, God.
Word. And yo, Samantha, we thinking about making a video of certain songs and shit. You know what I mean? Like, so yeah. definitely. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's in the works. It's in the works. We gonna surprise them, God.
Yeah, definitely. You know what I mean? But yo, man, I'm gonna wrap this up, man. Yo, go to the Bandcamp now. Like, we're gonna have the copies. It's gonna be in all the DSPs soon. You know, so like if you like the other ones, Spotify, whatever like that, you know, the YouTube music, all that kind of shit, you know what I mean? It's gonna be there and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? So you get it there and everything like that, you know, and yo, one thing though, you already know, like nobody's fucking with me on the quotables, man. Like I gotta just I can go back in the lab though, you know what I'm saying? Like now I'm gonna be a dick when I write about music and shit. I'll be like, nah, I'm gonna just write reviews and be like, nah, this shit not hot like mine though. Like maybe like that. I'll turn into a Benzino journalist, you know what I'm saying? Like my shit is hot and I don't know about this other shit. You know what I'm saying? Like
you gonna get 2 mics. You get 1 mic.
But you know what though? I'll say this though, right? As a journalist, to be embedded and make my own work, and I'll say this though, and there's certain people, so I know who they are. So it's a dart.
Yeah.
If you're a journalist and you rhymed, you're number 2 to me.
Yeah.
You number
Pretty
2.
Much.
You always gonna be number 2 because you're not fucking with what? You're not fucking with my Miami Vice phone. You know what I'm saying? And you're not fucking with this album. You know what I mean? Right? You're not fucking with that. You know what I'm saying? But it gives me even more insight to how the music is made, what the difficulties are, like how difficult it is, and how much more amazing certain people's verses are. And people know, and they've read and they've seen my work, how I understand it. But I actually, if it makes any sense, I actually understand it even more now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I certainly understand, man. Like you forced me. I didn't know I had this much breath control. I didn't know, you know, like thankful to the Kung Fu and the Chi Kung, but I have much more breath control than I thought. You know what I'm saying? And it's just a blessing, you know what I'm saying? And it's not to be like MCs that battle anyone or like are better than anyone. I just want to be able to express myself in all mediums. And that's the blessing, you know what I'm saying? And with this album, like I know I've listened to it so many times and it just sounds, I'm so proud of it. Like I'm so honored that we did it. Like it just came out so tough. You know what I'm saying?
Know, right?
There's no song that like my daughter was on this, like that was dope in itself. That was like the dopest person in here. Sorry to everybody here, but my daughter being on the IG for a while was the dopest shit. You know what I mean? And she confirmed, she said, listen, she never heard Poppy rhyme his own verse or nothing like that. Never. You know, it was always other people's music. She heard me sing a lot of damn songs and way too much, but like she never heard that. But now she might have to hear me say some bars and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But
it's dope.
Yeah, man. But yo, go to the Bandcamp, yo. Let us know what you think. Like if you like to share it with somebody, because that word of mouth though is powerful. You know what I'm saying?
It is.
And we're gonna work, you know, to get interviews and shit like that with people that is official, like Samantha. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we could build about the album from the perspective of whoever heard it and what they think about it. You know what I'm saying? And and it's tough, man. So even if you like that greatest pop MC ever, yo, you can't you be like, damn, you can't deny it. You can't deny it. You know what I'm saying? The real argument though is who shot harder though? Was it Nas or was it Sunez though? Like that's the who's it? Who came harder though? Like who's yo, man? Because I'm telling you, because damn, you know what I mean? Like we came with that shit, man. We came with that shit,
man.
We did. And yo, thank you, Quincy Kvmal. Like yo, the God, man. Like the God, King Kvmal, man. King Kvmal. Like if you didn't know about him, like that's the God. Like he's amazing. You know what I'm saying? And I knew it, and it was so dope to see how much more amazing you are. Looking how you work from behind the scenes. That's you know what I'm saying? Like you're stellar, God. Like you're stellar, God. The craftsmanship, the songwriting, and if you didn't know, like I said, man, pick up those earlier albums though. Like they're all over these albums, you know, and like soul. You're a soul. That's what I said. Use a soul singer, man. Paramount EP. If you don't, a soul singer with verses. You know what I'm saying? Like just beautiful shit.
Man,
You know what I mean?
I'm humble.
But yo, I'm gonna conclude this. I'm gonna send people to the Bandcamp, man. Listen for yourselves. I quoted mad bars and shit already. I was quoting crazy today. You know what I'm saying? But yo, thank you to everybody because everybody here, my leftovers brothers, Bobito, Sick Boy, Marcano. You know what I'm saying? All the MCs that came in. It's an honor that MCs even look at me and look at my work and shit like that and appreciate what I do. You know what I'm saying? Everybody on the YouTube, you know, my brother Rock, I see Rakim, Lyric Lab, thank you. Thank you. He wrote Blessing Sunez from the Welfare Poets. Yo, thank you. You know, legends, you know what I'm saying? And everybody that has, like Napoleon the Legend, that has given me great words of confidence and shit like that. You know, he's doing something, he said, paralleled what I was doing in this new foray because he's releasing an album in French. And he's never done that before. So we was talking a lot during this album process, guy, about how we're doing kind of the same thing, something new, expressing ourselves. And whatever language Napoleon rhyming, it's gonna be banging. You know what I'm saying? Like he's one, he literally is a legend. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yo, on a note, go to the Bandcamp, support us in any way, stream it, you know, share songs. You know what I'm saying? Like yo, everything means something. Everything means something.
Sunez, KingKvmal.bandcamp.com. Like the guy said, where it's going to be available on all streaming platforms. But like I tell people, for your favorite artists, man, to really, really support them, you know what I'm saying? It's good to have convenience for like the streaming platforms and stuff like that, just for convenience, but still support your favorite artists directly because streaming services, they are a ripoff. They're there for convenience, but if you really rock with somebody, go to that Bandcamp.
And you heard. And you know, I represent revolution. I represent this nation. I represent rebellion. And yo, salute to Nesto because you're an inspiration with that. You know what I'm saying? I have done, you know, thousands of push-ups with Ness's music. You know what I'm saying? The System Don't Work. Incredible album. You know, he knows how much I love that album. You know what I'm saying? Aya likes. You know what I'm saying? Like Dead Press Family, all of that RBG. You know what I mean? Like I'm inspired by everybody. I'm inspired by everybody. And there's a little bit of me that's channeled through all this shit. You know what I'm saying? But yo, for me, for King Kvmal, man, I want to thank everybody. We've been here for a minute though. I'm gonna try to post this up too. You know what I'm saying? But the audio at least though will be on the YouTube too. You know what I'm saying? Yo, man, peace to the God, Kvmal, man. King Kvmal, man, I love you, my brother. Indeed, indeed. Peace to the God. All right. Yo, peace to everybody on the YouTube, man. I'm gonna get this up on IG too. Thank you, y'all. I'm gonna be here Thursday streaming from a law school in Mecca. So we'll build from there, right? Peace. Yo, and thank you, everybody that buys the album. Thank you.